Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I'm here with Chuck and Roddy from Time's Up Music. How are you guys?
Great, great. We're doing fine.
Awesome. Now, you guys have had a really busy 2016 already. You've released your debut EP, Better Than Yesterday. Tell me what that moment was like for you, having your very first EP released.
Well, it was great because we've been wanting to release some of our tunes a long time ago, but we never had a chance to because we kept running into a lot of shady characters, and we finally hooked up with Jill, and she put us on, so it's great.
Right. Now, for those who don't know, Jill runs Heart Songs for Veterans Corporation, and she's a great individual, and she's very, very business driven. But you two have been friends for a really long time, right?
Yes, we have. We go back 30 years or better. That's for sure.
Wow. What has it been like maintaining that friendship over the years? I mean, you guys have participated in a lot of unique things together, and I want to talk more about that, but I don't want to give it all away, so I want you guys to talk about it.
Well, the music really has kept the relationship like that because we both enjoy what we do, and that's playing music, recording. We're like how they say in basketball, gym rats, but we're like studio rats. To hang out in the studio everywhere. If there was a studio, we would be there to record some of our stuff. And it's been like that ever since we met. So that's why the relationship has been this long, because we both believe in the same thing we're doing.
Right, which is really important. If you're not believing in what you're doing, I don't think anybody's going to do a great job. So, and you guys do. You guys have such an eclectic sound. I mean, you have groove and funk and rap and instrumental in your music, and it's just, you cross over so many genres. What is your favorite?
Wow, that's interesting. As long as we're grooving, I think that's good enough for us. It's not really a favorite. It just comes out the way it comes out.
Right.
And as long as, we approve, we just like for it. It's really like, once we get together, Chuck will just, that's how we start our groove. He'll just play around on the drums, and he'll hit a few beats, and then if we like the beat, then we start putting some rhythm to it, and then after we record it, just sit there and listen to it, and if it's fine, then we'll shape it and add some more stuff to it. That's basically how we do it. We just sit around and mess around, basically jam, and if we hear some stuff we like, we'll put it down on tape.
Oh, that's great. Now, I know you guys call your sound the Beltway Groove. Can you explain to everybody who's listening how you came up with that?
The Beltway Groove is like, if you're from the East Coast, and if you're from D.C., they call that area where we're from the DMV, which is D.C., Maryland, Virginia. And the Beltway is 495, 95 South, 95 North, and 295. That's the Beltway going all around towards Baltimore, New York, and a little part down south. So we call it the Beltway Groove because once you listen to it, if you cruising around on the Beltway, it'll just take you on another. You'll just listen to it, and it'll take you like in another area.
Right.
It'll take you like on a trip.
Right.
A good trip.
Absolutely. And your music does that. It really does. Like, I was listening to, all of the samples, but I got to listen to Miss Muffet, which I want to talk about that in a little bit. But your sound is definitely, each song is different and unique and fun, and you find yourself grooving, and then the next song comes on and it's a little bit different, and it's like a trip from one to the next, which is really, really phenomenal. I love your guys' approach to this album. So back to Miss Muffet. Who is this song about? Somebody? Because first of all, the laughter in that song, that deep laughter, just had me from the beginning. I don't know who it was that did that and whose idea. It's great. I love it.
That was Chuck's idea.
Okay. All right. So Chuck, are you the one that was laughing in that?
No, it wasn't me laughing, but I had a Halloween CD that had sound effects on it that were free domain, by the way, and
right.
I inserted that into the blues. That's all.
Oh my gosh! Well, it was great, and I thought, you know what, this is just amazing. But Miss Muffet seemed to have a personality, so I wanted to know, is that someone that you were actually singing about?
Yeah. It was a really. What happened was when we first hooked up, Chuck had the music, and we started jamming together, and we shaped it, and it turned into that. And then on top of that, we were kind of like angry because we were going through some personal stuff,
right?
And it had to do with a bad relationship.
Okay.
So once we got over the bad relationship, we just thought about it and just wrote a nursery rhyme. We said we're gonna make this a nursery rhyme because instead of being, all salty,
right,
and how can I put it? Trying to be vengeful and say some bad stuff. We just played it off and made it into a nursery rhyme, and that was really about both of us. What we had a bad little when we were younger.
Right.
Little relationship, and it didn't turn out good, but we laughed it off when we were young, and when you're young and stupid, you don't really experience that until you get a little older.
Right. Well,
instead of us using profanity and doing all that stuff that these rappers do nowadays.
Yes.
We just used a little bit class and made it out to a nursery rhyme.
I thought it was brilliant. I loved your take on Miss Muffet. Now, which brings me to her picture on your website. Who drew that?
Jill drew that.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to talk to Jill about that. I had no idea she could draw, but I was like, well, that's a really great picture. Oh, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Now, you guys, I know, were in the Army together, or were you in the Army together, or were you guys in at different times? I know you just were both in the Army is all I know. So tell us about that.
We were in different times. Chuck went in first. He went in first, and once he came out, I went in.
Oh, okay.
And I went in back in '90. I think he was in before me.
Okay. And I know, Chuck, you played percussion in the Army band, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did. I played in the band, and that was a good experience. And that was in El Paso, Texas. And the funny thing about it, when Roddy came in the Army after I got out, he was stationed at the same places.
Oh, how funny. Now, Roddy, were you in the Army band as well?
No, because I didn't have that luxury because they sent me to work with the Third Arm. I was a mechanic. They sent me working with the Third Armored Cav. But on my free time, I used to go to the auditorium and just mess around on the piano.
Oh, that's great.
And just keep my keep my chops kind of sharp.
Mhm. Oh, that's great.
Every chance I got.
I bet. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to, serve in the military, but thank you both for absolutely, doing that and giving up so much of your life to, keep our country safe. And, I think that you guys deserve a lot of credit for that. And that's one thing that, I love about Heart Songs for Veterans is that they raise money and they help those who have been, members, Army vets and just any military. So you guys are ambassadors for Heart Songs for Veterans, and you guys are donating the proceeds of your EP Better Than Yesterday. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's great. Now, what prompted you to do that?
Well, you go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, it's funny because, that's a passion that Jill has.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Rod and I were both in the Army. We know guys have gone through psychological things, physical things personally that we know of, that we still have their numbers, addresses, and things like that. And, of course, you see that every day on TV. And with us living here in D.C., and this is, the veterans' town.
Right.
We see a lot of it firsthand just, in our daily walk through, the regular rigmarole of work. And we see that because we pass through Walter Reed, Fort Belvoir area, the Bowling Air Force Base area. So all the bases around here. So it's always,
And another thing why we do it, because, it's a shame how the veterans are treated. And this goes back to Vietnam.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of vets out here that really need help.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that's coming from Afghanistan and Iraq, they need help too. And it's
Absolutely.
Like sometimes the government just shuts the door on them.
Right.
So we just donate our proceeds because it's not about money with us.
Right.
It's about exposure and just letting people hear our music. We're not really worried about the money.
Right. Well, I think. Go ahead.
That's why we donated the proceeds. That's what I was going to get to.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's just phenomenal that you guys, step up and you're using your talent, to help your, fellow service members here because, it's true. They definitely need more of our help. I actually have a friend who's in Iraq right now, and I know it's hard on him. He just had 2 twin girls, and they turned a year old, and he's over there, and I know that it's hard, and you guys give up your time, for the benefit of everyone else. The least that can happen when you guys return is that you're given proper medical treatment and care, and it is really sad that that's not happening. So thank you guys. You need to be applauded for your efforts here, and I think it's just great that you're setting an example for others to follow. And I know that you guys both like sports too, right?
Yeah,
love sports.
So, and I heard that you are getting your own sports talk radio show. So tell me about that. How exciting is that for you?
That's great.
It's crazy, isn't it, Rod?
Because by living here in the D.C. area, a lot of people sugarcoat stuff that's happening here with the sports teams, but me and Chuck, we're kind of hard on the sports teams here. Basically, that's how we're hard on our music. We're critics of our own music, even though it may sound good, but we're very hard on ourselves. So
right.
We're the same way with sports.
Oh, wow. How fun. So when did your show start? And, have you had any sports guests on there with you yet?
No, it actually is going to come out in April.
Oh, okay.
We have our first actual show. And there are a lot of sports figures and athletes in the area that a lot of people don't know throughout the country.
Right.
That kind of influence a lot of the other sports throughout the country. A lot of it stems from this area.
All right.
We'd like to put that out as well. And like Rod said, Rod is really, he really knows sports, He knows much more about sports than I do, and I love sports. So
Right.
But it's really going to be fun because we're kind of hard. But that's not why we're doing it.
No.
We're doing it to be honest and truthful and have fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's great, and I think that's what I think that's what the world needs to hear more of and see more of, and I think it's great. And for me, I don't know that I could ever do I know I could never do a sports show. I don't know anything about any sport at all. I started learning a little bit about football, but really, I know nothing about sports. But I imagine that your guys' personalities and your friendship is going to make this one stellar program. So I'm excited for you, and I can't wait to hear all about it. And we will definitely, keep promoting that for everybody as well. And is there anything else that you guys have coming up that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Yeah, we have some new songs that we've been working on, and the Better Than Yesterday. We have that's the radio version. We have another version, a Time's Up version of Better Than Yesterday, and it's more aggressive than the one that you're hearing now. So a few cuts that we're working on that's really going to catch a lot of people's attention.
Oh, nice. And do you have any times or estimated times of when that'll be out?
Probably by the summer.
Oh, okay. So we have some definite stuff to look forward to from you. Are you guys playing around town anywhere?
Yeah, we just working on that too, because but right now we're getting our group trained to get ready to play a lot this summer and the spring.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Well then, so we could look forward to more new music and some show dates from you guys as well. So that'll be great. And as soon as you have them up, I'm sure, or have them booked, I'm sure you'll put them on your website. We will definitely link your guys' websites, any social media that you have, we will link that up to our article so that any of our viewers and your fans can easily find you on there. And I know that your EP is out on iTunes right now. They can go onto iTunes and search for that, but we will put links for that as well so that it's a lot easier for people to find you. And man, just thank you so much for taking the time today to talk with me. And on behalf of all of the, families of veterans and the veterans themselves, thank you for everything that you're doing to help them. Thank you for being service members and, to this great country of ours. I think that's great. And I'm very thankful for you guys doing that. And, keep up the great work. I love your sound. It's completely unique, and you guys are unlike anything I've ever heard before, which is great. So we'll just keep promoting the heck out of you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for having us. And, we'd like to say hello and to everyone that's going to be tuning in or reading and listening. And we really enjoy having you, visit us.
Well, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. You guys just made my day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.